bunch of money. But
He's streaming.
yeah, EG is going to help him with his rent and stuff because EG is really loyal to their players and stuff to help them get through this. Like LZ Gamer, they help him out too.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Got an invite. Whirlwind, I think I saw. Yes.
Alright, well, I'll let you stream, so talk to you later.
Yep.
Peace.
Dun dun dun. I love that name. Oh, in the house. I love that name. Thank you, O, for being in. You are one of my favorite named players. Really are. Aspararing, you need to join in. Join in. Accept the invite. Sorry, guys. Got a little bit of an itchy throat. I hope I'm not coughing through the stream, through everything. That would be terrible. I would feel awful. It looks like we're going to have ketchup and mustard colors. I am super excited for this. Looks like the players are ready. And it looks like we're going to start in 10 seconds. But you guys can't even see this yet because it's got a 3-minute delay. I love this. I wish you could see the look on my face, but my room is a mess, and so I'm not going to let you see it. But I'm staring into the camera as if you can. If you could see the look on my face, you would see the pure delightment from seeing the ketchup and mustard colors on this map. The map is Whirlwind. It is the latter edition of Whirlwind. I have no idea too much about this map, but for ZVZ, this should be interesting. Personally, I like to fast expand on Whirlwind just because it's so big. If you don't see their Overlord about halfway through by the time you're sending it, you should be fairly safe. Obviously, it's risky no matter what, but it's a very big map, and so that risk might come with a decent amount of reward. So, off we go on the inaugural GearintheRear and Dunning-Kruger Gaming King of the Hill matchup. We have in the upper right-hand corner the ketchup-colored Conai from GearintheRear, and in the bottom right-hand side, Dunning-Kruger Gaming's Aspararing. And so GearintheRear, as many of my GearintheRear friends may know, is an American clan over on StarCraft 2. Believe it or not, they are a StarCraft 2 team. Here I am spamming as if I'm actually playing. Look at me. Just spam everything. I love spamming early in the game. I do. Guilty pleasure. Alright. And Dunning-Kruger Gaming, as many of you might know, is an Australian clan and largely based out of Australia. You can hear that I don't sound Australian. I am the usually just the sponsorships and kind of the clan manager. I am the one of the 2 Americans on the team. It's terrible that both of our players are scouting in the exact opposite direction. Normally you want to scout away from your natural expansion, so Conai is scouting in the correct direction. Aspararing, unfortunately, in the wrong direction as far as normal mechanics would go. And Aspararing going for the early pool and gas, and Conai going for the early pool herself. Interesting to see what her gas timing will be, as Speedlings and Banelings play a huge, huge part in ZVZ. Everybody thinks that it's all about the mutas, but it's often about the Zerglings and the Banelings, how many good hits you can get. And we're just going to follow this drone all the way up. We're going to see how well he can scout everything out. There's not a whole lot that goes on in the early game. So, I mean, we get to chat a little bit. We get to have a good time. It looks like Conai wants to get that expansion. She was floating a little bit of minerals. There's that expansion going down right now. She should be able to hold off most early aggression. She's got her spawning pool down. Let's get our production tab and our nameplates up. That'd be beautiful, wouldn't it? Aspararing sees what's going on. He sees that the gas is not done. Sees that the spawning pool is going to try and harass just a little bit. See what damage he can do. And it looks like he's going to try and get out of there unscathed. He did pull a drone off, just punching at this hatchery so that Conai knows that he knows that it's there. And it wouldn't be surprising to see some decent early aggression out of him. We've got the 6 lings being produced, and we've got Zergling speed, which should be most of the way done by the time these Zerglings can cross the map. And it looks like we got a decent chunk of Zerglings coming out. And it would be nice to see them get active on the map. I know that I'm a little biased here. This is my clan, and so I'd like to see us do fairly well. No offense, Conai. You're a great player. I like you. You're really nice to me. But it's my team. I have to root for them. No offense. Conai, it looks like, I don't know if she can even see what's going on. Let's see what she can see. She should be able to tell what's going on. Oh, we got a little bit of lag from Hot Zergling there. She should be able to see those lings going through. And she's going to try and pick some of those off. And it looks like her Zergling speed's not going to be quite in time. His should finish up fairly soon, and he should be able to put a decent amount of pressure on this expansion. He's expanding off the back of this pressure, and it'll be fun to see how many drones he can pick off. Or if he's just going to get launched by slow Zerglings. There's the Zergling speed kicking in, and it looks like Conai is going to clean up these 4 Zerglings without too much problem. And it looks like Aspararing is going to get hit by a lag right in the face. And we got a bunch of speed Zerglings coming in, and he's really trying to put a lot of pressure on early. He knows that that expansion was done first. He's trying to force a lot of Zerglings in here and trying to convince Conai to produce fewer drones and hopefully interrupt this macro just a little bit. It looks like he's going to pick off a queen and a few drones for his troubles. And it looks like he could have even a second queen here. And it looks like he split up his Zerglings a little bit to try and pick off the drones down here, going up into the main base, and he's going to come right into very little resistance and hopefully pick off this spine crawler, at least on his point. Conai was hoping to keep that spine crawler in, and it looks like she's going to barely hold this off. We're going to see a few Zerglings popping, and it looks like oh man, come on Zerglings, you got to be active. There we go, Conai holding that off, and Aspararing having his expansion safe. We've only got a few Zerglings left to be cleaned up. Conai should be able to deal with these fairly effectively. And it looks like, oh man, those Zerglings, a little bit of miss micro there, but Conai, we still love you. She's got the lair tech up a little bit faster, and it looks like Aspararing has a Roach Warren going down for a little bit of extra defense. Conai going in for a counterattack here. We'll see if Aspararing is paying attention to that Overlord. He should have been able to see that, but he doesn't have a whole lot. Oh, he does have some Zerglings there running around, trying to chase it around. Not a whole lot of mining going on. He does have the lair tech working, but he's working off of 1 gas, and in ZVZ, that may not be too effective without the Spire. Conai has 1 no gas is being saturated. She's got 2 in her main base, but no gas being mined at this point. If we look at our income tab, you can see that she is ahead in minerals, but behind in gas. Aspararing has 100 and some odd. Let's not be too exact. But right now it's down to the Zergling Wars. And it looks like Aspararing is winning just slightly and might be able to hit a few more drones for his troubles, but it doesn't look like he's going to get too many because these Zerglings are going to be able to clean it up and trap a few. Aspararing trying desperately to harass as much as possible, force as many Zerglings as possible, keep as many drones from being produced. And we got a bunch of Zerglings being responded with. And Conai, without too many queens, she's got 1 in production, but has only 1 on the field. I mean, she is a little bit lacking on the queen department. It's just the 1 for her, but she has a bunch of Zerglings. And looking at the units tab, she has the Zergling lead, but with those roaches being fairly close to being done, he might be able to hold this off. These lings are a little scared. Saw the roaches there, and backed out, went straight on home, trying to get a Zergling run by over here with Aspararing, but that should be cleaned up fairly well. Conai with the third base going in. It'll be nice to see some scouting going on from Aspararing, but Conai doing a really good job over here holding this off and making the switch over to Roaches and getting a lot of gas in here. She does seem to have the economic lead right now. You can see that she's even out the gas income and has the minerals income, keeping the spine crawler there to help defend against any pushes and adding in a second one. Her macro has not suffered a bit to these Zergling run-bys, and Aspararing coming in with these Roaches and trying to get the surround over here with Conai, pulling drones to try and defend, getting these Zerglings trying to surround, and these Roaches are not going to do a whole lot of damage. It doesn't look like a decent amount of micro coming from Aspararing, but once these other Roaches from Conai come in, this push is all but pushed back. And it looks like Conai might have another macro advantage over here with that unscouted third base. Aspararing desperately needs to keep up with the macro here. ZVZ is one of those matchups where if you are not keeping up with macro, it can be a downhill slide really quickly. You need to be able to do the economic damage in order to keep up if you are behind. And it looks like these Zerglings are going to try and pick up a few Roaches for coming in, and they almost got a couple. You can see that there were a couple there in the red. They about had it. Zergling run by, thwarted just a little bit by those Roaches. And Conai with a bleeding spine crawler over here. A disappointing sight indeed. And it looks like we're going to stabilize for a little bit. Conai with the awesome Overlord spread over here all across the map, seeing basically every avenue of attack from every angle. It looks really nice, Conai. I really enjoy it. We've got the 1-1 upgrades over here, and Conai opting for the Roach speed instead. No upgrades even out of the earlier Evo chamber, and it'd be nice to see another Queen pop out, and I thought I saw that Spire try to get thrown down. Thought she was throwing me for a loop, but we do have the Hydroden out of Aspararing, but again, being one base behind, Conai is starting to saturate this base and will have the macro advantage once that starts getting into full swing. Saturating both gases over here and probably going to saturate these gases fairly soon. Mutas are very gas intensive, as everybody knows. And that's why you go Zergling with Muta. You can't waste all that gas on Roaches. Looks like Aspararing might get a few drones for his troubles over here, but it's not going to do a whole lot of damage other than 3 drones. Nicely done there, Aspararing, and Conai thwarting that counterattack fairly well. And it looks like we're going to see a little bit of a slowdown here. Aspararing, I don't know if he's expecting mutas, if he's trying to be the meta breaker here. I don't know if you can do it, Aspararing, but you got my money on you. You're on my team, I got a bet on you. I'm not going to let you throw this game, buddy. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. I just don't know what to talk about when it slows down. It just slows down. Conai's got 2 mutas on the way, and it looks like there's a huge push coming out of Aspararing. It'll be a lot for Conai to hold off here, especially picking off Overlords. Not going to be anywhere close to supply blocking Conai as much as he probably would hope. And these mutas are definitely in full swing of production. We've got one here and another coming out right next to it. And it looks like without too much defense up here, Aspararing could lose quite a few drones to this, and holding center map control, though a very good idea. Not going to do so much against mutas when they're coming in your back door. Aspararing going to lose Overlord slowly to 3 mutas. It's going to take a while. That glaive bounce not doing too terribly much to Overlords, and Aspararing, seeing that he's got to make a move and he's got to make it now, decides to go in. These Roaches are doing a decent amount of damage, tanking up the wall. Hydras are DPSing from the back. It looks like Aspararing is doing a lot of damage up here. These Queens are doing it. Oh, and there's the GG.